My name's Storm. I always introduce myself as Storm like the weather, because people when on the calls, they always think I say Sean. So I have to just reiterate that. 30 years old. I run a company called Blight & Co. We consult guys in the info product space, online and traditional. How I ended up working with Iman. So that's when I was contacted to go and become an MD of the financial services company with the previous guy that I worked with, that we made money with at Liberty. And I said, cool. He said, I'll pay you 25K a month. It's the same you're making with your agency. It's opportunity to run this business. And I'm going, here's my ticket. I'm 27 years old. This is it. I'm the MD. I got the title. I got the leverage. I got the authority. I'm going to do the exact same thing we did before. First 6 months, we doubled rev. I had new staff. We did all that kind of stuff. And I was like, cool, let's go. Got to a point where we just weren't seeing eye to eye on how fast I wanted to go. And that's when I reached out to Vusi. And I would say to my business partner, I need a mentor. I need someone to teach me about the big game. Paid Vusi, ended up not getting on the first call with him because I was sick and he was in LA. So I jumped on the call and he wasn't there. And so the meeting was being recorded. And I said, you know what, he's going to get this recording. I'm just going to speak to the computer. So I ended up speaking for the whole half an hour about where I'm at and what decisions I need to make. And I want to bet on myself again and I'm not sure. And he ends up messaging me. He's like, cool, let's set up another call. And it's in working time now with where I'm at. So you don't really want to do that.
Yeah,
it's not fair. And so I have this conversation with him, and the whole message of the whole call is, you know exactly what you need to do, make the decision and go for it.
It's a reassurance. But we've had that so many times where you pay for mentorship. Because I mean, that's one thing that Andrew and I believe in heavily, right? Is investing in, whether that be networking, but essentially it's just people, right? That have either achieved what you've wanted to achieve, or further down the line, or have some experience or knowledge that you're looking for, and essentially you're giving them money and they're giving you back time, right? That you just they tell you what mistakes to not make, and time is the most valuable thing, right?
Yes.
And but like the main thing that we get through mentorship, whether you pay 10K US for this or that, whatever, it's mostly the same thing. It's like either split test, because I'm also not sure, or reassuring that what we are doing will work. And because of that reassurance of someone that has already done it, we allow ourselves now to actually bet on ourselves and take action consistently, because someone else who has made it told us it will work.
Yeah.
And now we are able to work through the friction without seeing any results consistently. And that is the most valuable thing, right? Vusi just saying it will work, take action. You were like, fuck yeah, let's make this happen. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I think for the people that are watching, especially if they're feeling like they're on the edge, this is the moment, I think, where they're going to see the answer. Where with him saying that, Iman posted they wanted a video editor. I think you might have been on that group.
Oh, is this the same time that you guys...
It could have been
2022?
Yes, could have been around the same time. And I was like, I can do video editing. I know how to
knows nothing about doing video editing, but
iMovie's pretty chill, like it's nothing crazy, you know.
At the time, I only knew CapCut. I'm like, yo, let's get into it.
Your CapCut was around already then, you know. So it's like, fuck. Okay, well, let me apply for this. And I said, maybe I'm not going to apply for this. But already I'm halfway out of the door with the current company that I'm at.
So if you enjoy this conversation and you relate with the health and wealth aspect, and you know both of these are very important when it comes to scaling a business or just as an entrepreneur in general, top link in the description if you want a more personalized approach, to scaling a business or in the health aspect as well. And also in the description is access to our free community where we've got 20 hours of content that you can just consume.
100%. If you enjoy this conversation, share it to a friend. Maybe think about subscribing. Put the notifications on. It helps the channel a lot. And by doing so, we can get some more interesting guests like this. So let's get back to the video.
And so that opportunity passed. The deadline closed. And I'm sitting there going, this was my opportunity to make $2,500 a month or whatever dollars. And, that's a decent up in salary. And then the next opportunity came where they're looking for SSCs. And what you needed to do was teach people how to start an agency. I was like,
SSCs, what does that stand for?
Student Success Concierge.
Okay.
So we were taking one-on-one guys, 7 to 8 hours a day. We would work with people on how to start an agency while they went through the program or whatever.
Was that one-on-one with each person, like 7 hours?
Yeah, I did like 150 people a week or something like that. I'll have to check the maths on that, but it was busy.
Wow.
Yeah, and so at the time, my laptop needed to be plugged in all the time, and we had load shedding. So when the power went out, my laptop was dead.
Yeah.
And so I applied for the gig. I got into the call, dressed up, used Monique's laptop, dressed up with my white crisp shirt because I'm in corporate, like that's what I do. And I jump on a group call, they went and they said, okay, cool, boys and girls, introduce yourself, and they're always looking for one person to take action to kind of stand out. And that's the first thing I did. I said, because everybody starts talking at the same time. So immediately I was like, oh, ladies, gents, let's just start at this person, what's your name, who you are, blah, blah. Paul comes in, interrupts, he's like, sweet, we're not going to do this, waiting room, start cutting. Next exercise, just have chats, ask questions, what are you doing right now? And Paul says straight away, he's like, Emmanuel, this kid looks way too stiff for this industry. And I have no idea what he means by that because I've never been in it. And I'm like, yeah, well, this is just how we dress, like to look smart and stuff like that. I can wear a white t-shirt if I really need to. And he's like, sweet. And then he goes, what's one thing that you feel like you have a skill that other people don't have? So I said, this is going to sound super arrogant, but I can start a conversation with the topic and then I could kind of control the conversation. And that's the worst thing to say. Because he's like, no, that's cocky, brother. That's not going to work here, kind of thing. I was like, shit, so waiting room. Now I'm in the last group. Don't know how I made it past that. And load shedding's about to start and I'm getting nervous and I'm like, I have to make this decision. So Paul goes, cool. Storm, you got to prove why you need a beer, brother. So Emmanuel goes, I think you need to sing a song.
What?
And I've never sang out loud in front of a crowd.
Why would they say
the vetting
that?
process?
It's part of the vetting process. So you get into the company, we used to make you rap on lyrics or whatever.
What?
Like, crazy. And I'm a
We
shy
need to do
guy.
that.
Right?
Just limit that.
I'm a shy guy. And we talked about courage earlier on.
Yeah,
it was like one of those moments where I'm like, oh, dude. And I'm like,
This is the weirdest shit.
why are you
way.
making me work so hard for this? Like, and he goes, what song do you want to sing? And the first song that comes to my mind is Michael Bublé's Feeling Good, right? And in the moment, I lose the words. I'm like, I don't know what the words are. So they're like, cool, no music, you just got to go.
No music.
So in my mind,
not even an instrumental.
so there was a reel that was on, or Facebook Reels at the time. It was Michael Bublé with the fan, and it starts with the birds flying high, you know how I feel, blah, blah, or sun in the sky. And I got nowhere, and I actually hit some notes. And I was like, shit. And that impressed him enough to go, this kid's got balls, let him stay. And I was one of the older guys on the call again. So I'm thinking I have a disadvantage now as well.
Okay.
And so they said, okay, last group, 5 or 6 guys, you guys are chosen to get started. What's the reason you can't start on Monday? And I was like, I'm MD of a financial services company. I've got a 3-month resignation notice. I've got to sign over docs, all that kind of stuff. So he goes, if you can, in front of everybody, he says, if you can get out of that contract by Thursday, you can start on Monday. Or it was like a weekend thing or something like that. And I said to Monique, fuck, this is an opportunity. Like, I'm going to get to work with Iman. He's kind of like...
Who said that to you on the call? Was that Paul? Okay.
Yeah. And then he said, cool, we're going to go through vetting. You're going to go speak to Max. You're going to do this. And he says to you, warns me, he says, bring the spice. Because I've seemed very boring.
Paul said this to you?
Yeah. And which is fair. I think Paul was a great CEO, dude. Like, one of the guys, if I had to ever start a massive... I think of him as a very good person in business and as a mentor and as a person.
I would like to come back to why you think so, but continue story.
Cool. And so we get through the process, load shedding happens, we go through the whole thing, we get on the vetting call with Max, it's about an hour or two later, I go into the kitchen and I go grab fucking spice and I bring it to the call and I said, Paul wants me to, he goes something like, Paul said you want to bring the spice. I said, yeah, it is. And that made an impression on Max. And Max is German, so he's like, he found it funny and I was like, cool. And that made a decent enough impression on him to give me my next chance. Then you get into a whole week. And I said to Monique, here's the contract, here's what it looks like. I'm getting cash in, I need a new laptop because I'm taking calls. She's like, not until the deal's done. So a whole week is 7 days, you go through it, you do test calls or whatever. So I'm like, sweet, I'm in. Paul goes, mock call. I'm like, oh no.
Mock call?
Like doing a introduction, discovery, transition, all that kind of stuff.
This is for sales calls now.
For the sales calls or even for the coaching calls. And so I get on my first one and I absolutely ruin it. Like I go super red, my laptop's down like this, I'm looking down at him, so he gives me all these tips. And I come back and we have a second chance and I speak to Andries, we have a little conversation and then I go back and I do some research on Paul Daly, the name, and I find that there was a UFC fighter named Paul Daly and he goes, oh, you Googled my name. And somehow we got onto the topic of soccer and I was like, oh,
fuck yeah, I know this.
yes.
Yeah.
Connection, let's go, commonality, we can talk about this. And then he said, cool, you're in. You can get started on calls. You start doing call reviews. Now, what we did at Educate, we were very hard on feedback. Like it just became natural, and people don't like feedback. But it became second nature for us to say, this is shit, fix it, make it better. It was never, you're a cunt. It's always, we want you to get better, because that's part of one of the values is better every day. And so I'm like super proud of myself. I'm like, I'm working with Iman, but you're obviously not super close with him. Your levels down. And so you get in your first few calls, you start helping people, and the first month comes past and we do a monthly call, and I get the shout out of the month from Paul. Bro.
Wow.
And obviously Iman's on the call, and I'm going, no ways.
We
This
made
is
it.
crazy. Yeah, like this is it. Like, fuck, okay, cool. So then I'm like, cool, and I went into the company knowing like, I've got experience, I know how to do this, but I'm gonna shut the fuck up and I'm gonna listen and learn. And I'm gonna work as hard as I can. I don't think I've ever worked that hard in my life. Hours on hours on hours. And all of that extra time I spent in the company solidified my position later on when we made cuts. And then that helped me get into the product team, and that helped me do the scripting, and that helped me do all these other kinds of things. And the one other thing that I did that nobody else did was when I got in, I made appointments with every single person that I could to get to know them.